everyone, James Nine Numbers here, and welcome back to another episode of the Political Freedom Fighters podcast. In this episode, I have with you all here today an unaffiliated candidate running for Yancey County Board of Commissioners. And with that being said, I want to introduce to all of you Mr. Nute Nicholson. How are you, sir?
Good, man. Thank you. How are you doing today? It's real good. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. I'm doing pretty awesome. So, who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name's Nute Nicholson. That's questions coming up a lot, so it's interesting and it's running through. Kind of a tagline that's seeming to stick now is the Renaissance Mountain Man. Kind of been there, done that. Heritage is about 7 generations from the mountains, from Virginia. I've done so much different things in my life. I guess it goes a little bit to getting bored with things and moving forward. I graduated at Virginia University in Richmond. That's Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond. Again, even there, a little bit of everything. Communication arts was my major. I moved into and studied copyright law, psychology, then traveled extensively working as an artist slash photographer lived abroad in Europe for on and off about 10 years. I've been through cities. I've lived in Virginia. I've had multiple experience jobs, mostly an entrepreneur and businessman. So it's kind of I'm still an avid outdoorsman, fisher, hunter, love the ocean. So ended up here in Yancey. Love it here.
That is.
That's it.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's it. It's just a long. I could really go on. It gets mundane. I've got a lot of experience over a lot of fields, pretty deep and heavy. So that's what I am and what I do. Currently, I am a licensed general contractor in North Carolina. I deal with everything. Immediately after the storm, being a contractor, spending a lot of time between the beaches in North Carolina, Virginia Beach, Hatteras. I had a lot of hurricane experience prior, so I kind of knew somewhat of what was going on. And being a contractor, I really couldn't be involved. It hits home. It's hard to deal with. So I got super involved early on, and I started a nonprofit specifically for septic issues. I'm licensed in this as well. So I guess since the hurricane, I've been super involved in taking care of about 5 different counties throughout Western North Carolina, fundraising, cutting my teeth on that and doing that. And then now I'm moving back into more contracting and looking to make a living again, basically. So that's kind of where we are.
That's awesome to hear. And you mentioned you studied copyright law?
Yeah, I did. I went into college. Again, it was kind of, I didn't know what I was going to do. And I had to do something. I had ultimatums put in front of me, basically. So I was interested in film, and I thought I wanted to do long film. And I fell into photography, and which was a Bauhaus-based school. And so you go through all the arts, which was awesome for the way I think. I was able to do everything. And then you qualify for communication arts. It's a selected program at Virginia Commonwealth Art School. It's a fantastic school. And from that, you have to choose your electives and everything like any other college. In psychology, art history was a must do. And man, it's a long, not crazy interested, but it's a have to do. The copyright law is fantastic. I loved it. I had a phenomenal professor for 2-3 years, and it was detrimental to my career moving forward as well. And a lot of other things. It gives you confidence in doing this, and even moving forward to what I'm doing now. It's a language. Law is a language, and had a good beginning in learning how to speak the language and protecting what I was moving into for a career, the art world and the photography. So yeah, it was great. I loved it. I really, really loved it. Yeah.
That is awesome. So I think you talked a little bit about your history. I guess tell us a little more.
I grew up in outside of Richmond, Virginia. My parents are were from here, outside of Roanoke, Virginia, in Appalachia. I think my the heritage has been chased back 7, 8 generations of being in the mountains. Um, I spent a lot of time growing up here, not here specifically, but in Virginia in the mountains. And between probably after about age 16, I just was attracted to the beach fronts a little bit more. So on that area of the East Coast, and then ended up in college at Virginia Commonwealth University.
Wow, that is awesome. So why are you running for Yancey County Board of Commissioners as an unaffiliated?
um, for the people, straight up for the people. I feel I'm qualified from what I've gone through prior, especially after the storm. I had a lot of experience working, uh, kind of, let's say, behind the scenes. I was dealt with FEMA early on because I approached them as a contractor, discussing ways that North Carolina, where we are in the mountains, is not your beach cleanup. It's not normal. I was working with emergency services on other things at a state level, and it's really I saw the need for the septic, and I see the need for some leadership and some government with experience in the field, especially post Helene moving forward. I think my experience with travel, building, entrepreneurship, a businessman is, and my ability to communicate with the community, be part of the community. I've been that way since I've been here. It's going on almost 12 years now. I've been tied down in Yancey. So the big decision is really is for the people, and I just think I fit. It's not self-serving whatsoever. That's for sure. I know a little bit about what I'm stepping into, so it's definitely not self-serving.
All right, that's pretty good to hear. So what is the Yancey County Board of Commissioners? Like, what does it do?
Um, like every other commissioner board in North Carolina, they pretty much set everything: your rules, regulations, signage, roadways, budgeting, taxes. Here in Yancey, it's a little special. I'll use the word special. They control our health department. They control our emergency services. It's a partisan school board. We are a part of a very conservative, all Republican government here, and it's pretty much that is the side of the community that's here. So we do fall in um, that genre, that sect, however you want to call it, of conservative right. And so it's a very, again, this is going to fall back on people, not party. It's a politically run community as far as the commissioner, school board, everything, and that also leads back to why I'm running nonpartisan. It was a choice to do this. I,
All right, that's pretty fair. And I guess I'll ask you this next specific question. Since you did mention that that your area seems to be more leaning more towards the conservative, right? I guess I gotta ask, where do you fall in the political spectrum, in your opinion?
oh man, I where does anybody fall right now? It's such a difficult question. Um, I want to say down the middle. I'm kind of a thinking man. I like to make decisions based on what's presented to me. Um, Politically speaking, I think I have some conservative parts in me, but I'd say more leaning to the left, a bit more open mindedness. But um, party wise, I think we're just in a difficult place in history right now. Looking at two parties, I we're filtered. We see filters, a blue filter and a red filter, and the middleman is just kind of getting left out. we're in an extreme left environment, and then we're in an extreme right environment. Um, so it's really difficult, I think, for a lot of people. And our bottom line is our government's we the people, and we are really in like divided we fall, and it's just something you have to keep coming back to. And it's difficult. We need something to bring us together. The parties are hurting. I think both parties are hurting right now. And again, this is part of my decision to run as an independent, nonpartisan, and it's a hard road. It's a difficult road. So that's where I stand. If that does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense
We
to
can,
me.
okay.
So I think you've already gone over your thoughts on the major parties. So I guess my next question for you is, let's go over your competition. You're the only unaffiliated candidate on the ballot, and there's
Yes.
3 Republicans and 3 Democrats. I
Yes.
I guess tell me your thoughts on your competition.
Well, the incumbents are the incumbents, and the goal is we want change. I think this is across the board, left, right, blue, red. Everybody wants change. Um, I'm not here to put anybody down whatsoever. We've got three Democrats running. That makes an extremely crowded field here in Yancey. We've got 3 positions. Our independents historically vote 68% Republican. We are an anomaly. Um, in November 2 years ago, we had an independent run. She came very strong. We need the independent vote to carry. Even the Democrats need an independent. The independent needs a Democrat vote. So it's a pickle right now, and this was presented pardon me, very last minute on the Democrat Party. I think traditionally last time in November they worked hand in hand with the independent, and it worked really well. But I'd be happy to sit next to any Democrat that's running. Absolutely. In fact, we almost need 2 people to go in. We really do. So we have a partisan school board, and we have one Democrat sitting there, and he's fighting all the other votes. So anything that gets put on up is basically tabled. And I don't want to be in that position. I want to have a good relationship, um, and I do with the people in the party that are running. They're running 3. It makes it crowded. It makes it difficult for anybody to get in at this point. The math is really against all of us now, and it was really in favor. So it's a hard subject. It's just people wise, see them all competent. So the dilemma is again looking at party politics from above. They are really pushing for state to change at the state, which I want to see this change at state level as well. Absolutely. So I have to understand this. I have to support their decision, and just push forward with what we're doing, and hopefully we'll move forward. We'll see some change. I mean, that's I would like to say that's their party's wishes as well, as to see change locally, but I also see their big picture is for state and raising awareness at a state level, and monetary funds for the state level to help that cause. I, I'm local. I can touch local. I can vote for state. I can vote for federal, but I need to stay local, and I need to support. I need to support the individuals that are running as well.
All right, that's pretty good. And with that being said, let's go over your platform. Now, luckily, you actually have a website for me so that we can go over your platform. Like not
It's in the works, but yeah, it's you pretty much get to see what's going on where I'm going. So yeah, it's getting back to the parties locally. It's I do be in the business I am. I work with a lot of both if we want to call them party people, I really hate putting tags and labels on anybody, anything. But I work with people in the construction business, contracting all the time that are from conservative right wings to in the middle to independents to Democrats, and I generally get along with everybody, and kind of it's part of what I do as well. So I think this is super important to have that non-tied person. No, you're not wearing a red hat or a blue T-shirt, or just you're able to solve solutions with people and come between people without having that division stigma. And again, that's local with the Republicans as well. I will feel comfortable going down and sitting next to them and making decisions for the community based on the community, and uh, not bringing Raleigh's politics in with me. And it's been a part of where I've been since deciding this. It's 800 handshakes, 800 conversations, maybe 1,000 for my signatures, and the majority of that I took upon my own to get in the community and do that. So it's a good overall feel of the community, and being able to work with both parties is special. I think, and today it's because of the division. So I think that's something else we need. I do.
Absolutely. So, anyways, I'm going to start reading your platform now, and then you can
Okay.
respond to it. What Nute stands for? Accountability in County Government.
Okay. I think that shouldn't even be written almost, but it has to be said because so many people, what we're going through, there was some real estate deals made, things going on, closed doors, decisions made by our commissioners that weren't, let's say, completely aware to the public. Even closed door decisions made over property purchase and other things. Transparency should just be there. I don't even think it's not necessarily a platform that I need to stand on. It's anybody that knows me. It's brutally brutally honest, uh, beyond like tactful as a sledgehammer honest sometimes. So that should just be there for all of us. It really should. I mean, but that is just, it's again, listen to the people and do what they say, govern through the people, not and make decisions with the people and with my experience. So it's, I know, is where that's going to go to. Basically, if I know, you're going to know.
That's fair. All right, next up. Taxpayers deserve to know where the money is going, why decisions are being made, and whether county spending is producing real results.
Yeah, again, this comes back to, I guess it's there if you know how to dig for it. Um, like everybody, we've gone through, property values are going up, and then where's this money being spent? Real estate gambling shouldn't be a part of my tax money. We can go back to our school boards, and our not our school board per se, but our schools, our children. Um, I would love to see a lot of that, see where it's going, tagged open. So if my taxes are going up, I want to know where and why specifically in a very easy format. Um, and be a part of the say so as well. And you're elected as a commissioner to make these judgments, but at the same time, big judgments, we need to be a little bit more open and discuss and say, okay, your taxes are going up, but your kids' school lunches, their education, they're going to get better teachers, better hires, uh, your roads, your bridges. Just we need to know, we're going to invest in your businesses. Where is this extra spend going to specifically?
That is good to hear. Smart growth without losing Yancey's identity.
Okay, yeah, this is a big one here. Small community. Mount Mitchell is ours. It's our baby here. The word tourism. Again, we got a division here. We've got a contingency that does not really want to support tourism, um, which is understandable. It's a beautiful place. You have heritage here. You have a life here. Fortunately, tourism is the crutch that holds Yancey County up um, in every aspect. It really does. So we need to find a way to work together with our businesses. Our tourism board here, we're pushing forward with stuff going forward. We need to have a plan. This is something I feel across the board, and it's something we'll get to as well. I'm holding public meetings called Blueprint for a Plan. So, and again, we'll throw back to the people. You have the new people here, and then the legacy families that have been here. And we all just need to get along. Things are going to change. People need to realize that. But we also have to change in Yancey, holding the heritage of the mountains without destroying our properties, keeping our rivers. These are our assets. Our rivers and our mountains and our nature and our community needs to be our asset as well. We need to hold this tradition, so we have to find the niche where everything fits in without turning into Gatlinburg, without being Disneyland, without being Dollywood. We are a small community. There's not a lot of us here, so we need to find this way. And unapproved industry is not the way for me. Like big industry, smokestacks, anybody that's willing to come here and offer jobs. Again, this needs to be supported by the community. And with that, both sides of this, we need to understand our industry, what we're trying to attract, and tourism as well. What are we trying to attract, and the problems that come with this? Who's buying here? Who's spending their money? Is it people doing business, or is it companies doing business, buying our property and running us out? We need to have a grasp and understanding on this, and have representatives as our commissioners that eyes on what is going on here with our old, with our new, and with our assets, all of them. It needs to be accountable, uh, and a group effort, a large group effort. We need a plan. We need a blueprint. I'm a builder. We need a plan and a blueprint. You can't just build.
That's pretty fair. All right, next up. Growth is coming. The question is whether we guide it wisely or let it happen without a plan. Yancey needs growth and that supports local farm, local families, local business, and the character of our communities.
Yeah, very much. Again, this is just redundant on that. It's just we need to look at everything, all of our assets. There's micro farming. There's again our rivers, our mountains. There is I think the word to use is if we can attract cottage industries. I don't mean cottage industries, say knitting out your back door anymore. Um, COVID brought a lot of people to us. Um, if you had internet access, the economy's changing across the globe right now. So cottage industry to me can be you're running a multi-million-dollar business from your computer at home up in the mountains and taking advantage of that, to local furniture makers taking advantage and selling to tourists, working with tourists and or online. When I say cottage industry as well, I think if we're going to attract industry, number one, housing. If we're going to bring large groups of people in, we have to take care of our housing. There's a housing shortage here. There's a housing shortage nationally, and our expenses are running rampant. We can't really control that so much inside the county, but we need to understand that it's there, work within it, and find ways to get more homes in here. And again, stay in control, not necessarily keep people in our community, not in clumps of uh, just the cheapest way out. Always is not the best way out, especially looking forward. Um, Putting 50, 100 trailers together to form a community because it's affordable and it's the only way that makes sense. For me, there has to be a better way. It's it really needs to be thought about and planned out, and it's very difficult. And it's more than one brain. It's more than the community. It's a conglomeration of professionals and input from everywhere. But community first on that, people first again. I like. What do we want as a community 10 years from now, 20 years from now? What's going to bring our kids back? What's going to bring our youth back? What's going to make them want to come back to Yancey? That's the number one thing. Good education and get our kids back here. Get them interested in what we're doing. Make them want to come back.
Yeah, I agree with that. Anyways, next up, support for working families. Housing, wages, childcare, transportation, and basic affordability matter. A strong county must work for the people who live and work here every day.
Yeah, I think going with this, we can look into other means supportive, taking care of kids, protecting, babysitting, after school hours, child care, same thing, all across the board. That we have to put some effort into it, whether it's attracting those businesses, helping local people, parents start these businesses. I've This has come up several times personally. Um, as a community, you can't just say, "Well, we need childcare. Give us childcare." That's not going to work either. Nobody wants to fall into that of we're giving away things on an extreme socialist, but we can work with helping people get grants, teaching them business on a local level, offering this through our community college here, um, making them aware that these plans are out there. Since I started the 501, it's been a large part of my life for 2 years. I still attend the long term recovery group here. Um, Again, it's not easy to do, but there are funds there. They're dwindling. It seemingly. Hopefully, this trend will come back. So, working with people who want to work, who want to stay here, offering them other things, and offering them the ability to work for themselves and work for the community, or work together and work for the community. An attraction.
Alrighty, next up, tourism that benefits the community. Tourism can help Yancey, but it must benefit local residents, not price them out or leave them behind. We need a better balance between visitors, businesses, infrastructure, and community needs.
Yeah, we just touched on that a little. We can just go into it a little deeper. One big thing is you get one topic talking to people, and so like I needed close to 700 signatures to be able to run as an independent. I don't agree with this, but that's the way that's the game we're in. So this opportunity, one of the things that came up a lot speaking with people was a concern of we don't have enough local rentals, long term rentals for people, and people are selling them out for short-term rentals and short-term businesses. I don't think this is the actual case. This is just it's a business decision on a lot of individuals' parts, and for most people, it's a cottage industry, and there are larger corporations that are buying into here, buying houses, and pricing us out. This again is something we need to look at. Who's buying these properties? What and I don't have the solution. It's a very difficult conversation down the board. I can't come to you and say, "Hey, you can't long term rent." That's not correct. But uh, questionnaires, figuring out how, not over taxation, finding a means to the way that it's not gonna overthrow what we own, have, and our community, our assets. Just the money needs to stay here, and I personally don't have the solution right now for that, and I wish a lot of people did. Anybody did. It's a big talk. Um, Tourism is our crutch here. That's our main. It's a lot of money comes in. So, but we also have, you know, our small businesses, which vary all over the board, and our tradesmen, our contractors, and then medical's coming this way, and then there's people living here and out. So, but all of this has to be considered when we're looking at our tourism as well. We need to combine everything and get all of this together and figure it out, and then make a plan. Get the facts and get us a plan together.
Alrighty, next up, transparency around public land and money. When public money, grants, or county support are involved, the community deserves clear answers about who receives funding, how it is used, and what results are delivered.
This is pretty Yancey specific on a couple specific topics without throwing anybody, any government, anywhere we are under the bus. Now decisions were made to purchase some land, which looked golden. This land, it's turned into a big question mark right now. Hopefully, we're protected. These decisions were made behind closed doors because of business deals. We were aware of it. My opinion is the community did not have a lot of say so. We met several times. Um, there just wasn't enough output to take a large chunks of county money and basically gamble on outside business that we really didn't have a lot of information on. The due diligence wasn't proper. There was a lot of flags. And then again, another property was bought right on top of that because that looked so promising and good. And it was bought as a business decision, um, in part with our school board, our local school board, which was completely above par. It rode the lines, but it was a legitimate deal as far as I could see, and everybody else. It just that hasn't panned out either. So there's a lot of discrepancies there in the way that was handled. Um, this definitely big spends and big decisions need to be more of a community effort. And on the other side of that is we need more community at these meetings too. We can't sit at home on the internet and social media and complain. You've got to be in front of me. You have to be in front of your sitting commissioners, your sitting school board. We can't sit at home and complain and expect things to get done. So that's coming back to me. It's where I'm putting myself, hopefully, is to be able to interface with people a little more and get them out.
That's pretty good to hear. Let's see here. I'm going over the blueprint for Yancey. This campaign is not just about winning an election. It is about building a practical blueprint for the future of Yancey County. That means listening to residents, asking better questions, and creating clear priorities around responsible county spending, tax relief and tax business, housing solutions, local support, tourism management, infrastructure and roads, disaster recovery and preparedness, use of public land and green space, support for farmers, workers, and families, preserving the character of Yancey County. Nute believes the people of Yancey should help shape the blueprint. So let's go over one of these one at a time first. And
It's
I
a big list for a little guy, but my shoulders are big. So let's go.
let's first start off with responsible county spending.
Right, we throw that right back on the lap again. Let's know where it's going. Let's not invest in a battery factory, especially here. Um, Again, put it where we need it. Right now, we are in dire straits, as most of Western North Carolina is. Thanks to this lady who came to town and kind of made a mess for everybody. A lot of our money is spending is hinged on that. So we've got through the first stages. I see a lot of opportunity coming our way now. Really, it's most of Western North Carolina is not going to see the funds, even though we're so upside down and out of pocket. This can turn into a great opportunity. We've lost a lot, but we stand a lot to gain. So let's put our heads together. Let's work for our businesses. Let's work for our kids. Let's work for our infrastructure. I know one of the things it's a positive right now. It's a really negative right now is inside town limits. We have a new, thanks to Helene, we have a new water infrastructures coming in throughout the town, badly needed, but we're dealing with the construction aspects of it over toast. But um, looking down the road, this is definitely a positive. And this is town politics. This is not, but it will spread out throughout. Our town has to be supported by the county, but they're separate entities. But it's looking at the big picture, and we've literally gone through hell, so we can take a little bit more and do this right. Building back.
All right, that's pretty fair. Tax relief and tax fairness.
Oof. it's, it's across the board. I think we go to the bottom to the top on that. We just got reassessed our evaluations. Our properties went through the roof. So, again, if you're going to put it through the roof, let's see where we're spending it, what we're doing, what we can do to get control of this somehow. We are in uh, a pseudo bubble, especially right now. I see it a lot looking for subcontractors and employees. We're kind of, Yancey, I guess a lot of our small mountain communities are in a microcosm of what we're getting paid and what it's costing. Right now, we have a lot of people in town, 501s, other people for cleanup, and the pay is on basically a national rate for these people. It's not really, it's outside of our local economics. Um, let's just put a number on it. We'll call it 10. We've been used to paying 10. These people are coming in and paying 40. So our normal now might be 20. We have guys in rents that are going up that are 35s and 40s. So we're being pushed, and our community's in a situation where the income is not quite what we can put out, and residents having to pay for, let's just say, simple repairs, construction, new housing. We don't have the local economy to support the state and national downfall that's coming to us yet. We don't have it. It will come. It should come. Um, it, how, when, again, we need to get together, figure this out, raise the rates. If we're going to raise our rent and our taxes, we have to raise what we're paying locally and what we're doing, and that's a little bit of a conundrum as well. It's a trickle down effect. Um, with some of our businesses have been able to remain open. Um, our trades right now have been occupied working at these rates for almost going on 2 years right now. So they've come accustomed to this, and now that work is going away, and they're having to fall back into our local society and looking, and it's a hard acceptance to go from what was a livable wage and okay, we can make a good living on this and well deserved, uh, to oh no, how are we going to make up for this? We've got expenses now, new incurrences, and so we're there right now. And this is a path, and again, another blueprint we need to move forward. And um, it's a group discussion again. It's a big group discussion. Yeah.
All right, that's pretty fair. Next up, we talked about this a little bit, housing solutions.
Yeah, housing. I think that's difficult everywhere. This is something I touched on with my partner early on when we got here. Probably, I guess, about 6 years. We kind of started looking into affordable housing in small communities in North Carolina. It is the mountains make development expensive and difficult. This is when you think of a development. If you go to the Triangle or anywhere, it's cookie cutter. It's pretty easy to do, to build. Not easy to do. It's easier to do affordably because you can flatten a piece of land, put in your infrastructure, put in your roads. It's all flat. It's repeatable. Um, in the mountains, you're dealing with different dirt, rock, elevation, slope, your wastewater. Everything becomes not repeatable. It's on a per build process, and it makes affordability even more difficult. Prices, tariffs, everything coming down and hitting a small community hits us really, really, really much harder than um, if you are having a job that falls down from a national level or world level. You're on a world economy or a national economy or even a state economy. We're working on an extremely local economy, and the trickle down hasn't trickled down to us yet. Um, so that's again filling the tax basis, finding a way, finding a means, um, any way possible. It's
Alrighty. Next up, local business support.
yeah, I can't say this enough. Our local businesses, where it's fantastic here. Pretty much when you came to Yancey, up until pre-COVID, and even after Yancey, it's a bring your own job community. It really is. So um, we have a lot of artists, crafts based people here, um, trades, small businesses based on tourism. We have our Airbnbs and short terms. Um, and again, going back to that, that's why it's also difficult to put a tag on. Let's limit our Airbnbs here, because there are people here that's their livelihood. They look at that like a job. It's not necessarily that you have money to buy your fourth, fifth house and rent it out. It's that you have property and you've somehow made it work out, and this is how you're getting by, um, sharing the land and Yancey with other people. So it's our businesses, our local businesses, really need to be looked after really, really, really well. I wholeheartedly believe this. Our businesses and our kids, really, we need to focus. Um, that's everything. Making sure our roads to them in and out are clean, look good. Our downtown looks good. Uh, all the support we can get. It's even if you're against tourism, that money gets spent in Yancey. That's money that's going to stay in Yancey. If you're supporting a local business in any way you can, that money stays here. That local store owner, I'm going to spend my money with somebody else in Yancey. I'm not taking it out of state. So local business, yeah, it's a big deal here.
That is very true. Tourists do like spending money, and yeah, it's important to keep our money within our local communities. And speaking of infrastructure, infrastructure and roads.
Oh, well, Yancey got hit super hard. We were kind of the epicenter of everything. Seemingly, everybody, that's not putting us deeper in a hole. It's a complete rebuild, really, from the day after till today. Our community got us through, got us moving again. It was phenomenal to see. I had a lot of movement myself personally, throughout the county the first 30 days. So I was going in and out of town, which we'll call civilization at that point. Those were our hubs and go to points. And then going to the outskirts of the rivers. It was really the local people here that got things flowing again. Our local farmers, machine guys with machines, skid steers, excavators, the guys that worked at the quarry, the guys that build houses, our churches. This is what got us moving. And then the team from DOT, they did an outstanding, phenomenal job getting our roads open. It's I honestly, they were really, really heroes. I think I went in about 2 weeks in. Um, it was something I'd considered doing, working cleanup, with my licensing and everything, and it was just kind of beyond the scope and beyond where my head was, and knowing what they were going through. I'd been through these roads prior, probably when they were just walkable, even cutting with chainsaws, skid steers, and tractors with local people. And knowing what these guys, some of them live here, some of them don't, what they were going through and what they had to see. I mean, it was heartbreaking. I think I showed up one morning with my head on my shoulder and tears in my eyes for these guys. They did a fantastic job. And right now we are in uh, most of our infrastructure is status as repaired. This money comes from the top down. So we really, and this holds true from all of Western North Carolina. Um, I've beat on every door trying to raise money for septic at the state level, um, looking into where it's going. I've spent a lot of time the first 12 months learning these ropes and finding through stuff. So we have to be advocates locally. Our commissioners, our people here, we have to make it known we are still in dire need of help and repair. Um, we are in limp mode still today. Our roads are a lot are still unsafe, unmarked. Again, repaired. They may have asphalt on them, but looking into it, there's going to be grout work. Our bridges are shot. Um, our homes we are way, way, way under in our housing. I think we went in at 250 under prior Helene, and I should know the current number. It's well over 200 houses in shortage now. Um, and this affects everything from living here to people coming here to getting materials in and out. Still to this day, I mean, we're in dire need of help. Our people need help still, very much so, very, very much so.
And speaking of which, we talked a little bit about this disaster recovery and preparedness.
Yes. So we have recently reallocated emergency services manager, and they just took on a new building this week, which is great. We found out through the hard lessons with our communications. I literally watched them in town come down the mountain. We lost everything. Our state vipers went out. Um, So we have to look forward now to prepared for when this hits again. Better warning system, signage on our roads, more preparedness. Our EMTs and fire departments, which our EMTs just sent it home. They did a phenomenal job. Our fire departments, our volunteer fire departments, um, for the way it came in, the way it happened, this community did awesome. Our uniforms did wonderful. Um, our sheriff really stepped up. And I think this was probably one of the hardest jobs to have, was our sheriff handling this and our EMTs. We can be more prepared, I think, in the future, and we need again plans for this. I know Raleigh's working with this, and our local emergency services are on this. We're working with communications now, rebuilding our communications. It's here. They're putting up new antennas now, currently this week. Local community is developing a shortwave ham to communicate our throughout Yancey and beyond a little bit with shortwave radios, which is fantastic. There's a lot of little things that we can look to, just resilience and moving forward and just thinking in a different way means.
Alrighty. Next up, use of public land and green space.
This is a big one for me. So early on, as a business owner, we lost so much housing. There is a plan called disaster mitigation. It's been in the works for a long time. We had a lot of kickback from just local government moving into it, and this was a lack of understanding. And again, this is a lack of preparedness. I can't blame anybody uh, that's local government saying, "Well, you should have known about this," because nobody expected anything like this. It's a catastrophe of enormous size. So the disaster mitigation is a buyback plan, which comes down through the federal department. It's a FEMA program. Uh, if your house is rebuildable or your property or your business, the big catch here is business. This is the only out if you own a business. Um, we owned a property on the river, which was short and long term rentals, 6 properties. We lost it. We had nobody to go to. So um, there's a lot of people in that position with a lot of businesses that just completely wiped out. FEMA doesn't cover your business. Most insurance here, most of us got raked through insurance or didn't have flood insurance. So the disaster mitigation is a plan. It's a buyback plan. And they buy back your property at a pre-storm rate, and we're going to have, and the deal with that is the state handles your FEMA papers now. They assess your property, they buy it back, and then this property gets turned over to your local county. This county then has control of a green space. So this opportunity here is what to do with it. The county has to maintain and take care of it. There are several means to do that. You can allocate it, you can farm it. I think you can rent it out for a small fee to people. You can turn it into green space and public space to use, like riverfront access and things like this. This comes at an expense. So we need a way to make this happen so it recuperates our lost tax base from that. We need a means to an end that isn't attractive, that serves everybody and makes a purpose. And we need a blueprint for this. We need a plan. We can't have the county just have this land dumped on them. And now we have, I think it's 88 properties were consumed with this. So that's a lot of land. It's a lot of opportunity. If you look at it as a lot of opportunity, and that's the way I prefer to see it, as an opportunity for Yancey to grow, if we have a plan and what to do with it before it hits us and we go under with it.
Absolutely. Um, let's see. Oh yeah, support for farmers, workers, and families.
Circling around, same thing. It's there is still a micro farmers here. We have a wonderful new farmers market here. Again, this all needs to be support, help with within our local government, helping these people, like grant servicing, local pulling in local money, working with the local government to pull in grants. I discovered when I was doing the septic, there are means where I, as owning the 501, can collaborate and work with the local government if they choose to work with you, um, or if they choose not to work with you. There's it basically you can put the responsibility somewhat on your community. Go, okay, we want to do this. We have this plan, but we need the backing of our commissioners in our town. Will you back us on this? We'll do the footwork. Um, there is opportunity, but we have to look for it. And I think it's fair to say our local government should be a part of this, and not only just uh, overlooking the opportunity, but putting it in our businesses' faces, putting it in our communities' faces. Um, we do have a long-term recovery group here I mean, we move out a lot. It's a lot of help to a lot of people. Um, Education, it's difficult to get this out, not educating people, but educating them that this is there. It's a job, and there has to be a better means to this end.
Alrighty. Last up, preserving the character of Yancey County.
Yeah, that's our natural assets. Keep our natural assets. I don't want this to turn into a Simpsons opening episode. uh, Smokestacks and nuclear waste in our front yard. That's the obvious extreme. We'll go with the hard right, hard left. We'll stay on extremes. So we want to keep it clean. We want to keep what we have. We want to keep control of our traffic flows, our industries. For me, there are ways we can entice, uh, and I'll go back to the cottage business, the cottage industries. This is not necessarily working out of your garage. It could be housing slash factory space. Factory being you put together uh, custom hammock tents, 1,000 a year, or low impact, low impact on the community, low impact on the environment, and also becoming part of the community. If I'm not mistaken, Burnsville Town, we just had a building purchase, and it seems like it's going this way. I did not miss the briefing on all of that. It's going to be a live workspace, from what I understand, right in town. Again, that's a separate politics, but I think it is the right direction of what we should be looking at to grow this town, not uh, bringing in people that solve their housing problems and help our economy in one shot. One shot.
Alrighty. So, how's the campaign going?
I've got a lot. People are not going to forget this campaign in Yancey County. Pulling out in November. Let's see, the Democrats supported the independent. My partner was very involved with that, me somewhat. So everything is going to be, this is going to be the biggest grassroots uh, campaign you're going to see. There's a lot of special things. I'm an artist, extremely creative, and I think out of the box. And we're going to get attention on this. That's for sure. So we've put it down to just having fun right now. We wanted to wait till school got back in to do anything because summer. Let's have some fun. And right now, I'm doing the blueprint. We're doing another one this week. This will be the third one. Trying to get out into the community as much as possible. Myself, I don't have the funding to push forward and pay for canvassing. There will be no party behind me, left or right, supporting. They've turned this into it's me against two parties now. It's me against two parties, and my shoulders are big, so I'm at least going to have a laugh while I do it. We'll have a good time. It's going to be good.
That's good to hear. Would you be open to like engaging in talks with some third parties? You can choose to ask for an endorsement if you want. It's not required, but would you be open to engage in communications with some third parties?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Great, because I think there is one party out there that I think you might get along really well, and yeah, I want to, and I can, if you want, I can send you the phone number to this person representing this party after the interview is over.
Yeah, sure. I mean, right now we're locked in. I mean, this election is nonpartisan. It's going that way. It's going to remain that way for one. We're locked in now. Ballots are going out. So, but yeah, any help whatsoever. Like, I'm absolutely down with it. Again, this is people to me, and then me to the government. So, yeah, 100%.
Awesome. Next up,
And we need it. I mean, we need the third party from local, like on a local level. Party politics is proven not to work everywhere. I think on a local level, it just cuts what you can get. I I would much prefer all local government prior to state level be nonpartisan. Our township runs nonpartisan. Um, you have a broader choice of people to work through, and you're not bringing Raleigh to my town. You're not bringing like that's the way party works. Your DC gives it to Raleigh, Raleigh gives it to here, and then that's your job. And is communities too small for that? Too small. We all live here together. We all eat together. We all live together, shop together. And it's right now in time. I'm really tired of the divisions all the way through. I'm really tired of it. So with open arms, I'll speak to anybody.
that's awesome. All right, next question. Do you got any social media?
Yeah. Yeah. From I'm pretty yeah, I have a locally I have a strong presence on social media, I think. With the prior to the storm, the night before the storm, uh I was on Facebook, and I put up my phone number, which I will probably never ever do again. But uh, what it amounted to was absolutely an enormous, phenomenal, positive thing. Um, I still am online, and I think my presence is pretty well known here. I have my own page, which is Nute Nicholson on Facebook. I don't do any shows or anything. We are going to do something pretty unique for the campaign. Um, that'll be again that'll be fun and to see. I have the campaign coming out as well. Nute Nicholson for county commissioner. It's kind of tucked away right now, and we're doing everything this week revamping the website and putting everything together and going to do a bigger push. But yeah, definitely you can find me on social media. It's not a hard find.
All right, that's pretty good to hear. Let's talk about your nonprofit a bit.
Sure. This was first 7 days after the storm. I was on foot a lot, hitching rides on the back of motorcycles, getting through terrain where it wasn't. Um, and I took a lot of pictures, and I clicked onto the septic issue straight away. Um, I think I've been licensed septic installer 8 years, something like it's been a while. I don't know exactly. So, um, and I got into that for looking for to be able to find good buys on property of all things. So I approach it as a problem solver when I see it, and then it's kind of part of my business. So as I'm traveling, I'm seeing all of these just destroyed, and replacing a septic system. One, it's super expensive. Two, it's difficult in the mountains because of the limitations. So I really started focusing on this and taking pictures. And I'd say probably within 20 to 30 days, I ran 30 days straight nonstop, basically, just kind of doing what we were doing. And that was working with people who had come in out of town, moving some supplies. Um, and so after that, I started contacting the Septic Association, DEQ, Raleigh Emergency Services, discussing the issue, sending photographs back and forth, saying, "Hey, this is going to be a really really big issue." So Samaritan's Purse was here already. Things were just starting to take place, um, and I have a great knowledge base because of being a contractor. You know your offsets, knowing what's needed, and I also have an inspector's uh, certificate for septic, which is it's generally point of purchase, but it's your highest level, basically. I'd say, as far as what you're doing, it gives you good understanding. So we started straight away. I think it was December, November, in fact. Got some people together and discussed it, put the idea together. I had a girl working with me at the time from South Carolina. She contacted me through Facebook. I want to help. And so she had worked with nonprofits. We put everything together, put it in the IRS, and I think I think they called on day 6 and just said this is absolutely phenomenal. And the girl, uh, which it's terrifying to have the IRS call you ever. So she said get to a fax, and they faxed us the permit, and then the learning curve was straight up. Looking for money, talking to people, and the intake on it is extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. You're dealing with people that could lose their homes over septic. If you don't have your septic, you'll lose your electricity. From there, you'll lose your CO. It's very delicate. So we set up with 5 counties, licensed professionals in 5 counties that local people could talk to, basically. And I turned it's Septic and Wastewater Solutions, SWS is the acronym. And so started looking for money and ways to help people straight away. Uh, we probably had 100 calls at a time, and we would hold on to 50, and then reaching out between the 5 counties. And this is even before we had money, sending people out, talking to people. A lot of the nonprofits were already reaching out to us. Hey, what do we do? How can we handle this? A lot of it was one-on-one basis, talking to people, sending um, pumpers out to clean systems that could inspect and report back, helping people get into people with money, the nonprofits that we talked to that had money. And then all the while we were trying to pull grants and find some money. So United Way was the first one that stepped up. And then I worked directly, um, had a fairly large grant through a faith based organization. They had changes inside, but that got us to about I think 10 residents with that, and then working with other nonprofits and doing stuff out of pocket is where we've been, and then staying on top of what's going on. That's been the position, and we're regrouping everything right now to see if we're going to stay in this position. DEQ is given out right now. I think we're up to about 20 million that's allocated, but still they don't have a pathway for. I've tried to put myself in the middle of this as well, and successfully. Of like, we have a path, we have a means to help people without getting them in trouble, basically. So we can send non-uniform people out to help them figure it out before you send in the people, and then say, "This is the way. We need an engineer. We need to bring the state in. We need to bring this person in." Just kind of troubleshoot everything. Um, whether it's over the phone, photos, insight, locals, uh, trusted local septic people, installers. So that's where we are. It's been super rewarding. So it's heartbreaking, but super super rewarding as well. We've had it was good. It's really good. It's a good thing.
Alrighty. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I would, I, you've done good. It's good to be able to talk. It's just I wholeheartedly believe, like, if you're going to support your local guy, support your local business, support your independent candidates, like, just support the right person more than anything. If it's Team Blue that's the right man, click the number. If it's Team Red, click that number. And a big thing we're looking at too. It's worth bringing up is strategic voting. There's, as an independent, as a registered independent, you we're one of the most powerful. We are the most powerful group as far as your vote goes. You can use your primary as a tool. You really can. Whether you are a Republican or Democrat, you can choose one to vote for, and that's a strategic vote. Me going into this election, it's the only possibilities is get the incumbent out, and that boils down to math, and that's going to boil down to strategic voting. It really will. Choose your vote or choose not to use your vote is what it's going to boil down to, that here in Yancey County, and it is a difficult, difficult discussion to have with anybody. Um, to say this, it's difficult for me to have this conversation now. Like, you're going to have to think, if you want change in Yancey County, you're going to have to think about maybe throwing a vote or two away when it comes to your commissioners, and that's just math. It's really difficult. South Carolina is trying to get away with this. They're trying to get rid of independents voting in the partisan elections because we are so powerful. It is a powerful vote. Yeah. They've been pushing for this, I think, for 6 to 8 years. Do you know about this?
I actually don't. Tell me more.
Oh, yeah. So, even locally, if you have incumbents sitting, or you have somebody you do not want in office in South Carolina, North Carolina, as an independent, you are allowed to go and vote in a Republican or Democrat. If there's one of those people you do not like or you want out, your strategic vote is to not vote for them. Go the other way. Take on that next candidate, bring your weak candidate in. You know, go to state level, use your independent vote. Take the weak man out, even if it means that color is going to go in. I'll just say Republican, because they're there. So if you want to get this Republican out for a Democrat later, strategically vote to get him out. Get the guy out that you want out of office. Deal with the weaker candidate in the elections in November. Like, we have to start thinking this way. With two parties in this, look at the numbers of independents growing. Just think wisely. Do your numbers. Get educated. Use your vote, or don't use your vote, but do it wisely. But please vote for the person, not the color, not Washington, not Raleigh. It's the man, the woman, whoever's in front of you. Listen to what they're saying. I think we are this is probably one of the most important times in history to get out and vote. And everybody sees what we're in the middle of, everywhere on all levels.
All right, that's pretty good to hear. With that being said, I hope you all have enjoyed this video. If you all have enjoyed, please hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that way you can be notified on any new episodes of the Political Freedom Fighters podcast. And as always, type in a comment for any suggestions you may have. And with that being said, I hope you all enjoy and I'll see you all later.
Thank you, James.